What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox coming to you today with the 65th installment of Black Girls on Television, Part 2, for How to Get Away with Murder. Let's get to it, shall we? So we see Annalise talking to the ex-wife. Okay, what are you doing here? All right, you're not supposed to be here. I could have your license. This is highly unethical and not really legal. And the ex-wife says, yes, I know that, but I'm willing to take that chance. The ex-wife goes on to explain to her that they had lost a daughter a couple of years ago to suicide. And he's about to start using again because he's about to get triggered back into it, and you are his trigger. The ex-wife knows the signs that Isaac is displaying. It's about to happen, and she tells Annalise, believe me, he will not survive this. So Annalise goes back to her counselor Isaac's office, and she was like, I'm not coming back here anymore. This is the last time that I am coming here. He's all like, wait a minute, what do you mean? You know, we were making progress. And she was just like, don't even worry about it. I'm just not coming back here. And he's all, no, if you go, you're going to start drinking again. And she's like, I'm not going to start drinking, and don't you worry about me. We're done. Now we see Michaela and Asher. Okay, Asher is still pissed at Michaela. Not really trying to make up with her. You know, she's all trying to cook him breakfast and everything. He ain't really feeling it. Asher is so fed up with the bullshit, you guys. Now we see Connor and Annalise. They are at the courthouse. Evidently the prosecution, the attorney general, is trying to get this class action suit dropped. He's saying that Annalise doesn't have enough people to participate. And she was like, well, as of today, I have 78 people, so I have more than enough. And then he goes on and says, well, she's an alcoholic. And she was like, I've been sober. I have not had a drink. And he was like, oh, really? Well, why do we have this picture of you? And so it's a picture of Annalise just on a street holding a damn bottle of scotch in her hand. And she was just like, first of all, somebody had just left that in my car, and I had picked it up and I was about to throw it away. It's obvious somebody took the picture and staged the whole thing. Somebody is trying to set me up. The guy is trying to make it seem like Annalise is just walking down the street holding a bottle of damn scotch, I guess, drinking it while she's walking to her next appointment. When they get a break, though, you know, Annalise tells Connor, I guess they're coming after me now. While Annalise was in court, Bonnie was there, and so was Real Nice Nate. It's so funny. They just always around, even though Real Nice Nate does work for the prosecution or whatever. But he was just like, what are you doing here? Bonnie was just like, don't worry about it. But, you know, as far as that picture is concerned, anybody that knows Annalise knows that she likes vodka. She does not drink scotch. Okay, so even Bonnie knows that she was set up. Asher is so fed up with everybody. He's telling everybody that, you know, there needs to be no more secrets, and that Laurel has to tell Frank what's going on, or he's going to tell her. And so even though Laurel and them don't want to do that, they go on and tell him. He was just like, are you guys crazy? Why are you trying to do all this? No, how about going to the police? Laurel's like, no, because, you know, my dad will just pay off the police and it won't even help. So instead, we're going to go about this whole convoluted way. Probably get all of our asses killed. I was like, ugh, that Laurel is so fucking annoying. Frank is like, listen, this is crazy. You guys are putting everybody's lives in danger. Like, you do not need to do this. And Laurel's like, it's not crazy. It's right. Michaela even tries to convince Asher that she would be doing the same thing for him if he got killed. And he was like, no, you wouldn't, because you don't even love me. You don't even know what love is. So don't be sitting up here trying to, you know, lie and say you would do the same thing that Laurel's dumb ass is doing. Now back at Connor and Annalise's, Connor is like, why don't you just get on the stand? And she was like, no, I can't get on the stand. That opens me up too much. He was like, well, I mean, what you gonna do? You gonna seduce the prosecution? Like, how's you gonna work this out? Okay, but while he was trying to give her suggestions, Annalise actually gets an idea. So she goes down to DA Denver's office, and she's just like, let's do something wild and crazy. She knows that Denver is running for attorney general, and he needs to get the one up on this attorney general. He was just like, I don't know, I hope you don't think I'm gonna help you. When I become the attorney general, I'm coming after you. And she was just like, that's fine. That's a fight that we'll worry about another time. Worry about the right now. Let's get this attorney general. Come on and get crazy with me, old Denver. Now, while she's in there talking to Denver, Connor is outside waiting on her, and Bonnie is just like, well, what are you doing here? And he's like, my boss is talking to Denver. And she was like, about what? And he's like, it's top secret. All right, so when Annalise comes out, then when they leave, and Connor says, well, did he fall for it? And Annalise smiles and says, of course he did. Now, back at the law office that Michaela works at, Oliver is talking to Drake, trying to help him with some pop-ups on his computer. Evidently, he was looking at porn on his computer. All right, so he has a virus, and Drake is all nervous and upset because he feels like this could get him fired. If he gets fired, then he could get deported and have to go back to wherever he came from. While they're talking, Michaela comes rushing in, and she tells Oliver that Frank knows. We had to tell him because Asher was like, we got to tell him, and so now you need to tell Connor. They're worried that Connor might tell Annalise, but they don't have any more time to discuss it because Steen pulls Michaela away to let her know that she wants Michaela to help her plan this party. They're about to go public. The company is about to make millions of dollars. Okay, it's got to be everything fabulous and fantastic and invite all of these people. Okay, we're going to do it up big. So I need you to get on that now. Now, what was the plan that Annalise had? Well, she actually in court calls a woman to the stand, someone that actually works for the Commonwealth, and Annalise gets her to testify that she actually was the one who planted that bottle of scotch in Annalise's car. Annalise puts on this whole show, why would you do that? And the lady goes, you're protecting the bad guys. And Annalise was like, no, you're working for the bad guys. Okay, so now she's made the Attorney General look bad. So now the Attorney General is pissed. Okay, so when they get a break, Bonnie goes and tells him that she knows a way that they can beat Annalise. Bonnie girl, you gonna always try to beat Annalise and you are never going to do it. Why must you make things so hard for your life? Now back with the kids and fine ass Frank. Laurel has convinced him to get involved, gave him this whole speech about, if you love me and this baby, you would do it because I am that person that needs to get this done and you love me and whatever the fuck else she said. Because fine ass Frank is so sprung, he's all in. Now all of a sudden he springs to action. He's telling Asher that they gotta find a way to get into that server room. And we got a few weeks, and Michaela was like, no, actually we're about to have a party this weekend. So, maybe we can do it then. Asher is still not really with it. Okay, he was just like, it's not going to work. You guys are really tripping. How about I just go tell the police? I said, now don't be telling this room full of killers that you were about to go to the police. He's telling them it's a dangerous plan. He doesn't want to be a part of any of it. And then when he's walking out, he tells Michaela, okay, you can think I'm stupid, all right, but I ain't nobody's bitch. Now back to Annalise and the ex-wife. So the ex-wife gets Annalise to sign this paperwork. Okay, she knows somebody else that Annalise can be working with instead of Mr. Isaac. And so the wife says, I know you're upset, okay? And Annalise was like, I don't even know why you're here talking to me. I mean, I can't be the only one that talks about suicide. He's a counselor, for Christ's sake. I mean, I'm sure plenty of people talk about suicide to him. And she was like, well, he's affected by people that he cares about the most. And the two of you guys together are the perfect storm. All right, so I'm sorry. I said, ooh, Annalise, girl, you be putting it on him and you don't even know you do it. Now, things are going really well between Oliver and Connor. Oliver, trying to buy himself some time, has decided he's not going to tell Connor this night. Instead, you know what? Let's have an unplugged night. Let's not get on the phones, laptops, internet, or anything. Let's just enjoy each other's company. Michaela, in the meantime, is still trying to apologize to Asher, but it doesn't matter. Asher is still mad. He's telling her how he doesn't think that she loves him. People that you love, you don't lie to. And she's telling him how much she does love him. And he was like, please, I mean, I got to share my damn drawers in your space. You still have your wedding gown in there. And she was like, the gown was $20,000. And he was like, well, I mean, sell the fucking dress. Why are you holding on to it? Okay, why are you holding on to this past life? Do you really want to be with somebody else? Is that what you really want? And, she's trying to convince him, no, that is not what she wants. She wants to be with him. Of course, Asher still is not really buying it. Back at Annalise's house, she's taking a shower and she hears a bump. So Annalise looks out and she's like, what the hell was that? Okay, she gets out the shower, got her damn bonnet on, her towel. She goes to her nightstand and gets the gun and loads that bitch. Then she's creeping around the house trying to looking under the bed, looking in the closet. Nobody is there. But then she turns around and realizes that there is a bottle of vodka on her counter. Who left that there? So Annalise calls real nice Nate. And at first I thought that he had come over to her house, but it looks like she had actually gone over to his house and they're trying to figure out who might have left the bottle and how they might have got in there. Anyway, it wasn't safe for her to stay at home. So he is letting her stay on his couch. He's still trying to talk some sense to Annalise. Okay, you just you know, this is not the way to go. Stop playing dirty, okay? And she was like, I can only win if I play dirty. And he was just like, no, you need to do it the right way. You know, he's trying to give her all the pump up advice. But, you know, you can tell that Real Nice Nate really cares. Anyway, while they're talking and they look like they're about to get close, you know, she kind of got this little smile of hope on her face. You know, he tells her good night and he walks away. I said, you was almost there, girl. If you don't go and jump on his back when he go in that bedroom. Now, the next day at court, we find out that Isaac, the counselor, has been summoned, okay? The attorney general has called him in. I guess that was Bonnie's little way to beat him. So the attorney general is asking Isaac what is his opinion basically about Annalise. And to make a long story short, he doesn't say anything negative about her. He says that she hasn't had a drink. He doesn't feel like she's threatening to have a drink. Okay, even though it might be stressful, that she can handle it. Okay, he has her back 100%. So Bonnie's little way did not really work. I said, that's what you get, Bonnie, with your molded ass. Scratch the neck. And Real Nice Nate does realize that Bonnie was the one to, you know, tell the attorney general about Isaac. You know, you put him up to that. All right. I know I saw you guys together the other day at the office. So you went to him for therapy, huh? You know, Bonnie, please don't tell Annalise. And Bonnie is a wreck. So what was supposed to help the attorney general did not help it at all. And the judge decides that Annalise is able to go forth with this class action suit. Okay, case dismissed. Now back with the kids, you know, Asher has finally come around and said that he will help. Okay, he's only doing this for Wes though. And Laurel, you know, she gets up and gives him a hug. I said, sit down, bitch. Anyways, this party, this is when they can do it. Michaela is still adamant they are not going to use Steen's card. You got to use another partner, but they realize that the only way they can really do it is by using Steen's card, and they would just pin it on somebody else. So, you know, Oliver brings up the fact that Drake did get in trouble with this damn porn pop-up and all of that. You know, maybe they can just pin it on him. Hell, don't nobody there like him anyway. So that's what they decide. I was like, ooh, they are terrible. Now, after Annalise wins her case, you know, she's talking to the press and telling them how, you know, she's excited to move on, you know, and she lets Connor handle the rest of it. At the same time, we see Laurel taking a paternity test for fine-ass Frank. Okay, you want to find out who's the damn baby daddy, right? Open your mouth. And also to convince Asher that Michaela really does love him, she brings out her wedding dress, her $20,000 Vera Wang gown. She lays it out on the floor and she puts ketchup all over it. Okay, I'm thinking to myself, like, we couldn't have sold the dress. Then we see Annalise rush over to Isaac's office, and she was just like, you lied on that stand. You perjured yourself on the stand. And he was like, no, I didn't. You know, I feel like you can handle it. And she was like, no, you've been telling me the whole time that I'm gonna be drinking, that it's a trigger and all of that. And he was like, no, you said you have it. I believe you. And then he asked her, well, why did you leave me? Was there some sort of concern for me? Okay, and you can tell Annalise wants to say something. So he's like, talk to me. And so then Annalise says that, you know, how she fell in love with Sam, you know, he made her feel safe, made her able to talk to him. And, you know, he made her believe that she wasn't the problem. But things keep happening. Okay, I keep hurting people. People around me keep on getting hurt. And Isaac was like, well, I mean, you didn't make anything happen. You didn't do anything bad. That's not your fault. And she goes, yes, I am. And see, now I'm triggering you. And he was like, who told you that? And she was like, am I triggering you? And he was like, who told you that, Bonnie? Okay, and then she looks at him like, Bonnie? What Bonnie got to do with it? Why would Bonnie be telling me something about triggering you? Now Bonnie ain't told me nothing. Your ex-wife told me. And then we see Connor and Oliver. Okay, they're together. They're canoodling, you know, and Connor is telling Oliver how his father, you know, when they had visited, his dad had said that Oliver wasn't the right person for him. And Oliver was like, well, ain't that something? Shit, we was hanging. I was real nice to him. Anyway, Oliver points out to Connor that, you know, he has never seen him so happy. Connor tells him that he is happy being with Oliver. I said, no, Connor. You are happy being with Annalise. That is what has made you happy. Anyway, to make a long story short, Connor tells this whole long story about how much he loves Oliver and how he wants to spend the rest of his life with him and asks him to marry him. Oliver is looking at him and he hesitates, and Connor is like, what? And then Oliver's like, we lied to you. We know who killed Wes. And that's when the camera jumps to 48 hours later and they're operating on someone. Okay, they never show who they're operating on, but we see Annalise in the shower. And she's all dazed out and bleeding out. We see Laurel screaming in her bed, "Where's my baby?" And Finance Frank trying to console her. We see Isaac looking down the halls trying to figure out where Annalise is. We see Michaela saying, "Is he dead?" We see Bonnie finding out that the suspect is dead, and we see Asher crying in the jail. The only person that we do not see is Connor, but still, something tells me that it's not Connor who's dead. I have a feeling that it's Drake. But we'll see. Next week is the winter finale. Can you believe it's here already? And actually, it's the finale for Scandal as well next week for winter finale. And I guess it probably won't be back until the end of January. But yeah, still don't have any clue where this show is going. Not even a little bit. And I've never been this lost. But I guess we'll get some answers next week. All right, you guys, let me get off of here. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.